Well, we've all seen Little House on the Prairie, and many of you have probably read the book. But this is the actual location in southern Kansas. This is the land that she spoke about in Little House on the Prairie. This one-room cabin here is a replica of what was here, and it's based on her description of it in Little House on the Prairie. So Charles Ingalls and his wife Caroline came to the Kansas prairie with their daughters Mary and Laura. They lived in a one-room log cabin just like this from 1869 to 1871, so not too long. Laura's sister, baby Carrie, was born in the cabin in 1870. The Ingalls came to Kansas for land and a promise of hope to raise their family. Some cute donkeys here. This well right here, which is now covered for obvious safety reasons, is about 20 feet deep and was thought to be dug obviously by hand in 1869. And Laura Ingalls Wilder, in the book A Little House on the Prairie, chapter 12, she talked about this well, and she said the water was clear and cold and good. This log cabin is a replica of what was here. She describes the cabin in Little House on the Prairie, so they built it to those descriptions. Oh, look at this. Wow. So like I said, this is a replica, but it's done very well. Just a very simple one-room cabin. Tell you what though, I can't imagine spending a real nasty winter here. Whew. Probably not a whole lot to do. Hard to imagine life back in these days. Imagine traveling in this thing. Oof. Pretty awesome looking. Look at those brakes. Look at those brake shoes, brake pads. Man, that is cool. There are some other interesting buildings on the property here. This little schoolhouse was built in 1872. But was brought onto this property in 1976. It's a 36 student classroom here, and we can go inside, see what it looks like. Beautiful. Sign said 18-year-old Lillian Jones worked here as a school teacher, and she made $25 a month. Oh, this was like the little, I guess this was a kind of the nurse's room, the nurse's office. Pioneer medicine at its finest. During the 19th century, medical knowledge was changing rapidly. Unlike today, in the 1800s, many individuals practiced medicine without obtaining college training. An individual could be an apprentice to a physician, and after ample time, practice medicine on their own. There's a sign here, student rules. Yes, always respect your schoolmaster. This is another really interesting building from the town of Wayside, which I believe is no more. The historic Wayside, Kansas post office was moved to this site in 1978 after it was officially closed by the United States Postmaster in 1977. And the original location was only about a mile away or so. Wow, that's beautiful. Gorgeous. Look at these boxes. How cool is that? That's where you drop your mail. I think this would have been an interesting job. Oh, these are reproductions. They don't look it though, they look real. Saturday, September 18th, 1880. Kansas City, I can't read that. All the scales. That's pretty cool. Also on the property is this old farmhouse built in the 1880s. It's currently the gift shop and office, so I'm not going to go in and show you that. Also in the book, Laura refers to the Osage tribe, the Native Americans that lived very close to this area. There's a sign here that says, Pa settled on this location thinking that Congress had acquired the title to the land so settlers could begin moving to the Kansas Prairie. However, the ownership of the present site was in question. The Ingalls built their cabin in or near the Osage Diminished Reserve. There was a dispute going on between a local Native American tribe and the local government, or the state government, about land, and this property, they were right pretty much in the middle of that dispute, which made them very nervous. So they ended up moving away from here, moving back to Wisconsin, and leaving the cabin for the next people to live in. You know, Laura always talked about how Charles, her father, wanted to live out here. He always wanted to have a little house on the prairie. And he finally did. For 3 years, he successfully did. And it's really cool to come out and see what it looked like. Hope you liked it. Getting back on the road. See you in the next video. Hey, buddy. You like the camera? No? You don't like the camera?